Okay, good evening to other members who have recently joined now. And first of all, apologies from my side. I've been busy for the last few weeks indeed. There have been few IPOs running across, and I was working on my projects. And sorry for not being there. Uh, I can understand it's a volatile market, and this is a time wherein you require a lot of, support and assistance, which I can provide you. But it was difficult for me even not to participate in market. So let's analyze now. I've been working on bullish trade, as you can easily access my last trade on Nifty, wherein we put a long trade at 10,350. This was that area I was actually looking for, and this was the area wherein I analyzed that there was huge open interest building up on a short side, and I was wondering if this the market maker or the person who is behind this trend may allow short build-ups to make money. So I just took a calculative risk there, and that's wherein I just got in. I bought at 10,350 with a stop loss of 10,310, and that is where I got rewarded. I seen the first bounce there, and the trade confirmation came in here once we negated this evening star pattern, and that's where the rally started. So this two green candle was just a short covering, and today you can see there was a kind of profit booking because we were hitting this resistance zone. You can see this area. So this is purely resistance zone area, and the moment we were there, we opened gap up, and we were standing at 10,630.40. So that was the point wherein the short covering was there and the profit booking was there from the bulls who have entered at the bottom. And we have seen some negative pressure in market. Reason being our own domestic reasons, wherein PSU banks were filled with scams, and every other day, I mean, the book is increasing. So that's wherein it's a sentimental hit, and the bulls got the reason to book the profit there. So what's next? What is next in the rally? It largely depends upon how international market behaves, and if we just track it for a short term, we have to see this gap if it fulfills. So if you could take the high of this candle, which stands out to be 10,499.10, and low of this candle stands out to be 10,520. So what we have to touch is usually if we take it point wise, we need to touch 10,500, which should act as a bottom or as a support because last series open interest was higher at 10,500. So that is where a 50%, if you take a Fibonacci retracement, that's where a 50% support would act on. And I don't see much of reason. It will be the dust will settle. If I talk in terms of PSU correction, it will settle it tomorrow or day after on a higher side. As you can notice that PNB has it's already in double digit, and we will analyze this post analyzing Nifty, wherein PNB could take support at 91.10, 92. This is a gray area wherein we believe the higher probability of you know holding the rates. So although I mean if we just calculate on a long term chart on a monthly basis, the bottom stands out to be 69.70, but I don't see faster correction from this point. Though I believe that breaking 100, near future is difficult because there's a lot of pressure, a lot of long build up at 110, 115 levels. So probably till the time this open interest decreases below 100, operator may won't like to take the script up. So probably it will be a gradual kill, correcting 1 point, 2 point, 3 point a day. If we correct sharper, then there's another story. But at this point in time, I feel personally the 10,500 stands out to be good support, and that's the way we'll look onto it. And at the same time, we are finding less of liquidity from foreigners participating into Indian markets. There are a lot of reason behind it. We have some domestic reason, and international players have their own reason to invest in. We are actually struggling with sectors. In terms of performance, only Reliance cannot work out. I mean, it's not only Reliance. Reliance has already it has already doubled from 900 to 1900. Now this bonus split 950. So I don't think that even it's only Reliance that can participate and make the market move. We need other wings to fly on Nifty newer targets. So coming back to Nifty, you actually see, as I've already mentioned, that it's a trader's market. So what you have to take is you need to find support areas of Nifty, and you need to find strongest of stock which are not correcting along with Nifty, and that's where you should participate on. Uh, I was actually watching KPIT today. KPIT was standing tough at 213, 14 zones. So we had some huge volumes there, and it was actually controlling, not to fall. So that is wherein IT is one part you can focus. TCS is working well. Infosys is there. KPIT could be another mid cap wherein you can uh, make some money. So identify sectors and play along with it. That's where you can make it money. And I don't think it's a time wherein we can identify some 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 points at in a script itself. So most of the things are correcting. So it will be a channel play. I mean, you need to play uh, in the channel. So if I'm talking about the channel, this is also a channel. So at the bottom it is 10,360. At the top it is 10,635. So channel stands out to be 300, 400 points, and then you need to play between the points. On a higher side you book, on resistance in the lower side you buy. So this 2018 is going to be tough selection in terms of identifying the script, and since the another reason behind is LTCG, so probably there is more funding required to buy a script and to make it to a profitable script on a larger extent. So earnings has to catch, and since we have another 3 4 months, and then election fever will come in. So it's going to be very cool and sideways trend, and that is wherein you have to you actually struggle to make yourself profitable. So first of all, you need to understand that 2018 is a sideways trend market, and it will be more of a channel play, and you have to really work on script selection, sector selection, and then only you will make money. Otherwise, small stop losses will eat your portfolio, and so that will bring you a kind of a depression. It happens with me as well. When I hit with my stop loss, I don't feel like to trade another trade without working. So that is wherein you have to control yourself. If you're hit with a stop loss, work more. Just identify more scripts to get yourself back into the trade. So, as I mentioned, that Nifty is into the channel. We have seen a profit booking, and this is more of a rectangular pattern kind of formation. And this was actually a short-term symmetrical formation. We dropped down, and that's where we seen a correction, and then small uh, hammer formation and a spinning bottom there, and that's where we reverse. So it's going to be in range for a while, and we need to play with support. Don't hurry on the trade. Trade less. Trade one or two. Maybe trade once in a week. uh, just remain in profitable trades. That's the best way to move on. So even I am trading less. I don't find market too attractive. That is wherein I just this area which I already shared, that 10,350 was a good point to enter. But if we are going up, so we need to buy at 10,500, and you can have a stop loss of 10,430, and then you can keep up a target of 10,723. So there's a technical gap there which I've been pointing out, and our short-term target stands out to be 10,730, 720. Okay, so let's analyze Dow Jones as well, because there is more participation from FIIs. Nowadays, they've been booking profits. They're not buying any time now. They've been selling, and DI has been participating daily. So that's where Dow Jones stands at this point in time. Uh, we were here somewhere. I mean, this was the rally from the Dow Jones, and it corrected to the tune of 61% on retracement, and then it went back. So this is the area where Nifty was standing, and I was quite, focusing on this point. And the moment I found that this inverted hammer on correction, I just got my trade in, and I just shooted on. To Nifty. So we have seen similar patterns here, one and two, as in we compare with Nifty. And today, Dow Jones, since it is standing at the resistance zone, I've made this Fibonacci retracement levels. So it is standing it right at resistance. So probably two, three more channels here, two, three more candles here, and then we may break on upper side. This is the area I'm focusing. This area, there's a technical gap. So I'm just thinking, if this gap is filled and we make a double top here at Dow Jones and we break out. Uh, so our Nifty is just behind international market as of now, and nobody is just putting in money blindly to for the trades, and they're just watching. Even for that matter, if you see stocks behavior, they usually tend to break out around 2:30 or 2 o'clock or 1:30 once the European market confirmation comes in. So our domestic operators, our domestic market makers or front runners, they're not moving the script till the time they get some confirmation whether they should move or not. So understandingly, I mean, even you can uh, make it a point that early morning, let the market consolidate, let it make some patterns, and once it is being confirmed on volume breakout, you get in and then you make profit. Nowadays it's not so easy to make money, but again it requires a lot of hard work behind it. I mean, if you can work out some half an hour before going into trade, just try to understand daily chart patterns and then break it on hourly. And then if you want an entry, cut it down to 5 minutes or 15 minutes chart. That's how we do it. I've mentioned that in WhatsApp group as well, and I think that's the way out. So don't just go on what being what's being recommended by other people, or which is being floated on WhatsApp group. I've been receiving various messages on Vardhaman, or I mean, people just make a lovely report kind of thing just to attract people, but that's not the way. I mean, that these are all illiquid scripts wherein you enter, and it is very easy to hit your stop loss, because there are no liquid buyers and sellers in the script. So once the buying is done in first 15 minutes, you tend to hit your stop loss at the bottom. So just do your own research. That's what I recommend at this point. And at 2018, as I said, will take all your earnings which you have made in 2017 in terms of hitting your stop losses. So you need to be very much watchful selecting this script. But I promise, if you do it yourself, backed with your homework, you're working along, that will certainly, bring profits. But a bit, just be choosy on selecting the trades. That's what I can say. And Dow Jones might it's as of today, if you can see, it just at the bottom we have very good volumes here, and most of the averages are now reversing from the bottom. The correction is already done, and standing we have almost recovered. If you can see that we almost recovered 65 percentile from the bottom, and we are standing tough there. And averages are also cooled. I mean, it's not so heated there. There were more chance that we may fill the gap right at the top. So let it correct, let it consolidate a bit, I think. And Dow Jones may, if you can see, even this Dow Jones has a technical gap as similar to the Nifty. So if I take a high of this, which is around 25,313, this may hit, this may fill in, and once we fill in, if you can see, this channel is, I have made this channel, uh, the gray area. So this okay, the meeting hasn't reached the maximum number 51 attendees. There are more people who want to join, but I'm sorry, guys. So this channel, so probably if we stretch this channel a bit, so that's the area wherein we may find support, and this will form a kind of symmetrical triangle formation, and then we'll break to hit 26,414 or 15 sorts. So that's the area. I believe there is more strength to continue, but domestically, as I told before, we are hit with domestic news. Our public sector banks are just writing us off. So they are actually breaking the sentiment. And otherwise, we from last 2 days we were working good. We opened 100 points gain. Today was even good, 40 45 points up at the top. But then at the end, we lost all the ground, thanks to our PSU management. So that's it on Dow Jones. I've given you my view on Nifty.